Promotional consideration paid for by the following. Catfish Johnny's Restaurant, serving the Lake Pennsauken and surrounding areas since 1990. For the last 33 years, we have strived to serve great food at great prices and a friendly, casual atmosphere. If seafood isn't your thing, our burgers or wings are the best around. We have daily specials too. Check us out on Facebook or Instagram for more information. Central Screen Services LLC, in collaboration with Mask & Sons Incorporated. All screen services are available. We offer a variety of colors, durability, and sizes for all your screening needs. Pool areas, patios, and more. Call 352-603-4099 today for your free estimate. Proudly serving all of Citrus, Sumter, Hernando, Lake, and Pasco counties. To find out more, check them out on Facebook. Lions Only Landscape. Looking for landscaping or trimming done in your yard? They provide services such as landscaping, rocking, curbing, driveways, and more. Proudly serving the village's area. Reach out to Mike Zapata or Fernando Arredondo for free quotes and more info. Duto Realty is a homegrown business with an eye for getting the job done right. From football games to Sunday school and everything in between, these ladies care about our community and the people in it. Helping buyers and sellers in all of Florida with all types of transactions, including residential, commercial, farm, or vacant land. They do it all. They even offer auction services and sellouts to always get the job done right. I'm excited to have our guest today. He's a good friend of mine, Mr. Jacinto Arredondo. Jacinto, welcome to the show, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, bro. Coaches were scared. I'm like, why are you scared? It's just like my little leg. I got no muscle on it, obviously. Right. But I was like, man, it helped me to get where I was at and like seeing his story. I remember reading up on, Abbott's story. Yeah. And I'm like, man, people like that. They need more people like that in the world. Yeah. And there's kids. I think there's a kid went viral on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook or something. He's hitting bombs or hitting base hits one-handed, and I'm just like, dude, that's passion.
Well, not only that, the whole mechanics behind him throwing a baseball, because I believe he was right-handed, switches the glove and is ready. Yeah, and to get the ball back from the catcher. Yeah, I mean, come on. I mean. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing is it just made him work 10 times harder. But can I be completely honest with you? I never even noticed
my leg. Well,
swear.
Funny thing you said that is when I first met my wife in college. It was my freshman year at the end of the year. Cause we went to different colleges. She went to Gulf Coast Community College in Panama City. I went to Wallace Delton in Alabama. Met her towards the end of the year. She never noticed. She thought I was a shortstop, dude. I was like, no. I'm a PO. I'm a pitcher only. And she never noticed. Yeah. And then, like, one of these days, she goes, we were just friends. Never thought of her like, oh, that's be my girl, whatever.
You're gonna marry this girl.
Nah, I'm so focused on baseball at the time. And she goes, what happened? I said, oh, you just noticed this? I said, I'm Nemo, this is my little thing, And
did she feel bad? Like,
no. Okay. Yeah, she didn't feel bad.
I'm like, because... Like that's why I was honest with you. I'm like, dude, I never even noticed. Like, bro, but I wasn't like staring.
But there's
either,
a lot of people like that.
But see, I don't know how I was able to ever do this, but I guess when I worked at Disney, we worked with all walks of life, and at first it got some. I got to get used to it. Yeah. I remember one time we had and I learned to, like, a lot of people say, a guy who can't see, well, that's a blind man. But you're not supposed to put the disability, I say, before the person. So you say a man who is blind. Okay. So I had to learn that because, you're trying to be, you especially living around here, like, oh, that's the blind guy, Yeah. And you don't think anything of it. You're not being malicious. You're just saying that's the blind guy. He can't see. You're getting your point across. But you don't realize that guy who is blind has feelings too. Yeah. And you don't realize it. It's a whole another can of worms. But I think that's why, because I dealt with I was able to meet and experience people who had different disabilities, and that's probably why I didn't even notice.
Yeah,
but like I said, it wasn't like like some. Like
there's some people like that though, man. I'm telling you.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe because I know.
Yeah. It's normal to you now. You see, you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But like, there's like kids and there's like parents. Like,
I get kids because kids are going to be like, what's wrong with this leg?
My roommate, my freshman year, he goes, bro, what's wrong with your leg? I said, dude, he said, I messed with him. I said, when I was in this happened in Pro Ball too. Like, bro, what happened? I said,
you messed with
so
him.
When I was in I used to live in Hawaii. I went on a visit and I was surfing and I got bit by a shark and like he just grazed down. He said, he just like grazed it with his teeth and like, dude, ever since then, like he said, why is it small? And I said, took a chunk of the meat out. And they were like, for like a whole 2 weeks, man, I couldn't rode it the whole year long, but I had a buddy who already didn't talk to him about it. Was dying.
He's like
in his head. He was like, bro, you like how great, like how those guys, what are they thinking? And I eventually had to tell him like, bro, no way, you just rode this for like a week or 2 weeks. And I was like, dude, I'm just messing with you. I was born like this.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I would go on the journey. Look, if somebody told me this is how it went, hey. There's an old saying, you can't dispute testimony. That's my own version of it, but I love it. So I love saying that because whatever somebody says, you either take it or you don't. You don't. I'm not going to question it. You know what I mean? So if you told me that, I'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
How big was the tiger shark? Yeah. Like I said, oh my gosh, dude, that's hilarious.
Yeah. When I knew I stopped caring about it. So I stopped caring about it like after like 7th grade. This girl in the same grade I was in, I remember I was like either a sophomore or junior. She had the same thing. We're in the same class. I never knew she had a club foot.
Really?
Till she wore and I was like, girl, what's wrong? She's like, I got the same thing you do. But she was embarrassed. I told her, I said, don't be embarrassed.
Yeah,
I said, I flaunt mine, bro.
Yeah.
I said, this is a gift for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And she's like, she just went about her day.
Yeah.
Because she felt a little bit. I was like, don't be embarrassed. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Crazy thing too. We'll let it go to college. We're just going to talk about. So my junior year, my coach goes, what can you do? Coach Urso, love him like a dad to me. My junior year, after I transferred from Wallace,
wait. He said that to you like as in like, what can you do? Like talking about your leg?
Running wise.
Oh, okay. And I'm like, that's pretty.
And I'm like, why is he asking?
Yeah, that's kind of
He goes, we have another dude just like you. Walt Weiss.
Oh, yeah.
For the bench coach for the Braves.
Yeah,
and he's played for the Rockies back in there.
That's right.
His son came from UNC, North Carolina Tar Heels. He's a pitcher. Has on his right leg, his push-off leg.
Oh, gosh.
He can't run, because he'll get like a stress fracture. Some clubfoots are worse than others. A lot of people don't know that. And some people can have 2.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, thank God I didn't have that. Or thank God I don't got the same. Like, it's kind of like, it's still like, you can see a big old scar, but he was like, man, I have to wear a boot when I go to sleep because if I don't wear a boot, it will stay stiff and I can't walk the next morning. And I was like, dang. So while we were running pose, he would do like core and stuff like that. And while we were like squatting, he would have to put like a thing under to where he don't have to like bend your foot like this, And I was like, man, how blessed I am,
Yeah.
And his name is Bo Weiss. Love him to this day too. I haven't talked to him since I got done with UT, but I think about it every day. I'm like, man, that's crazy how like on this journey I met other people with the same issue I had, and it's crazy that I had a girl who was in my class. I graduated from South Sumter, and then Bo, actually from UT, playing ball. And I was like, dang, that's crazy. I said, thank God I was on my planting foot and not on my push-off leg.
Right.
And he was a righty, so he had arm issues. And I don't know if it was like from him, he couldn't get into his leg, so he was throwing all arms. So I don't know. And I was like, man, I was thinking that I was like, man, thank God I was on my planting foot because I feel like I would have issues too.
Makes it more difficult.
Yeah. And you have no balance, Right. And a lot of people don't know that. They're like, they go, squat. I'm like, I will squat, but like, you think I'm a single leg squat with my left leg? No. Like, I can't even like jump. I can't even get on my tiptoe. Like, it's just things that people don't know about a clubfoot.
Right.
And I'm like, dude, I've literally played baseball my whole life. And this is where I go, like, I worked so hard.
Right.
And I did it on one leg.
Yeah.
Really on one leg.
Yeah.
So why can't a normal person going to the parents and their kids being content? Why can't your kid do it with 2 legs?
Right.
Show them what you're made of.
Right.
So that's a cool story. Like, that's good. Like, I had this guy tell me it's a good testimony, man, because he said he has 2 of his legs and he's always in pain. It's one of is a fan mail. You know, when I first got, he messaged me on Facebook actually, and I go, dang, wow. Yeah. And I was like, and it's hereditary.
Oh wow! Yeah, I didn't know
so
that.
Along the lines, supposedly my mom told me, or my dad said it's hereditary, like someone deep down the family must have, because that's what the doctor said. And I was like, well, dang. So when I was having my son, I was like, I hope they don't got it. Right. I hope my daughter don't have to go through what I went through. But I was like, if they do, then I'm gonna say, hey, I did it. Why can't you? Right. You know. But it's good testimony, man. Good testimony.
It reminds me of you're gonna laugh. It reminds me of when you said Nemo.
Yes.
When he says, I can't do it. They're trying to put the rocks in the thing to stop the filter. He's like, I can't do it. And he goes, never stop me. And he turns, and that one big fish has that big scar on the side of him. And he's like, oh, you know what? Maybe this guy, like, people, they don't, their limitations, they go, well, that's what I got.
And baseball.
Can't do anything with it.
With baseball, too.
Right.
They think, oh, it's all I can do. No, it's not.
No.
No,
it's not at all.
Yeah. Nemo. They call me Nemo.
Oh, do they really?
Nemo. Yeah, okay. They call me Nemo.
Well, then that's fitting, man, because that always, I don't know why, but it's a great movie to begin with. But, but that part always stuck with me because I'm like, they purposely put that in there. Oh, yeah. Because, you know, that line always gets me. He's like, oh, and he's like, oh, yeah. And he turns and goes, never stop me. And he's this big like scratch or scar on him.
With his fins, tore up
it's all messed up too. It's like, you know, you can't, either you do something about it or you just keep making excuses. And, you know, and you'll never do anything.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So let's talk about UT. I want to hear about UT a little bit. So, I mean, I'm sorry, I don't want to skip.
You want to go college?
Yeah, let's go college.
So, dude, a lot of people probably know this. A lot of people don't know this. By the way, kids, in high school, man, stay in class and do your work. And, you know, I was the type of kid, I was like, I don't need class. It's baseball. And that's the one thing I regret. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. One thing I regret, because I was going to FIU my 11th grade year, and then I went to go play with a tribal team from Atlanta. They helped me so much, dude. Like, I thought by throwing, like, 88 to, like, 90, 91, that's all I had because I was a little guy. But they like, pushed me. They showed me things. I'd be like, because I'm a big towel guy. I've been doing it since I was 13, so that's how my arm got strong anyway. So I thought, but they teach me like the whole thing behind it. You know what I'm saying? Right. And when they taught me that, they taught me what I had to do in Atlanta. I went in my 11th grade summer, so my parents, my whole family literally dropped me off at my coach's front steps. And he had this big old house in Cumming, Georgia. Had like a 2-story. Then he had a basement for like 5 guys lived at. And we trained every morning. Or like we trained every day we didn't have games. And this tribal team is like a showcase team. We'll have like games from like, it could be on a Wednesday, and then we'll have tournaments on a on the weekend, obviously. Or we'll have a game like on a Monday and a Wednesday, and then we'll have get ready for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You know what I'm saying? So we just worked hard. And I remember going in there, I was like going to FIU. And this is whenever I was just like a little cocky little dude. I don't know why I was like this again. You know, you're young. Yeah. And he goes, you on FIU? I'm like, yes, sir. He goes, you should decommit. And I'm like, no. Like, that's my first offer.
Yeah, you know? I'm going 10th
grade summer. I'm going.
Yeah.
And he goes, no, trust me. And I'm like, he must see something that I don't see. And I was like, man, I feel like I'm in my peak, my prime. You're not. You think that at a young age. Right. Started working, and all of a sudden, all these offers started coming like crazy. I decommitted, and I was nervous. I was like, no way. Remember, I was at Perfect Game whenever these kids talk about Lake Point. Lake Point's been around before these kids. They act like it's new. I'm like, dude, been there, done that. Come on.
Got the T-shirt to prove it.
Yeah, like, you know, I didn't even like, I was like, come on. I remember I was throwing against Ontario Blue Jays, team out of Canada, and they were like, you got the ball. I'm like, a lot of scouts are coming. And I was like, okay, all right. And I'm like, dang, you know, I just decommitted to see what happens. And I was nervous, like, 'cause I was like, man, I just decommitted at FIU. What if I was going to be my only offer? That game, we ended up tying that game 0-0. Dude, wow. 15K game. Only had like 1 or 2 base hits. I threw like 6-7 innings. And I was throwing probably like 90 to 92, you know, just letting it ride. And at Lake Point, on their scoreboards, their velo is not right because it's so hard to like try to jump it. Right. You're like, dang, that's all I'm throwing. But like, you have to go based off of it anyways because it's a perfect game. Right. You know, they're going to test you. No matter if someone has a gun, they're testing something different. They're going to go off for your perfect game. Right. You know? So remember that. I remember I was like the third or fourth thing I'm dealing, and I look up, I see Auburn. I see like Vanderbilt. I knew Vanderbilt was gonna offer because I was like, my grades are bad. I see Kennesaw State. I see all these schools. I see UAB. I see West Virginia. I see all of them. I'm like, no way they're coming out here just to watch me pitch. But it wasn't just me. It's like my team was good too. Like we had first base was our superstar right now for Toronto Blue Jays, Alek Manoah, their starter.
Yeah.
One of my guys, you know. So they were there for him too, but they were seeing me pitch, and then like, remember after that night, I was so sore. My coach like, bro, you see how big, like, he said, you just trusted your stuff. You decommitted. You trusted what I had to say. And he's like, we could have went. It could have been wrong, but he's like, you're a bulldog. He said, all these college coaches, they've already messaged me. He was my pitch coach.
Right.
Steve Lorero, love him. Shout out to him. I love him to death. Yeah. Anthony Dye, our head coach, black dude. He's good, man. Rides for his players. I love him to this day, too. He's like, he's got connections, you know. And he's like, bulldog, you grow some of this cojones. And I started laughing. Like, I said, I had to do it. I had to decommit it from everything. I was scared.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm not going to let this.
You took a gamble.
Yeah. So the next day, I'm waking up at like 7:30, 8 o'clock. I'm getting all these text message, phone calls, like all these schools, like easily over 20 D1s. Right. And I'm like, I'm nervous. Like I'm like getting goosebumps right now because I'm talking about it. And I'm just like, no one's going to believe me. Like my friends back home, they're not going to believe me, and that's fine. But like, I know I got my phone right here. Yeah. You know, I'm not going to be like, hey, look at this. No, I was never like that. But I was like, dude, look at all this. Yeah. And they're calling me. UAB called me and they're like, hey, you got to, we love you. Seen what you did. West Virginia, they're offering me. San Diego State, all those guys. I'm like, oh my God, this can't be real. A week passed by. He pulls me and Alek Manoah, who's with Toronto Blue Jays now. He's a superstar for him, the starting pitcher. Goes, hey, Alek, you got 100% Central, you got 92% Auburn. I'm like, what? SEC school. So I said, yes. Yeah. I'm committing on the spot. Then that goes on. You know, that goes 11th grade summer, and then 12th grade, they're like, I remember Stars, he's like, man, you going to Auburn? And I was like, yeah, committed. Like, man, that's good. Me being so, like, ignorant in school, I never even paid attention, honestly. I was always on my phone, like, baseball. Baseball was my life, man. Like, I would tell the kids today, hey, don't do that. There's a different way to go about it. Yeah. You know, obviously stay in school because that's big. And I remember it was, like, in November, like, when you start signing, you know, especially for D1. And I remember they had a new coaching staff. And I was like, no way. Like this, it happened at FIU too, because I remember Frank Damas, he went to the Arizona Diamondbacks to be a scout or something like that. He was the one that recruited me at FIU, so he left. And I was like, oh, and then I got to decommit anyways. And then I committed to Auburn, and then Matt Holliday's dad was a pitching coach. He offered me and Manoah, obviously, and I was like, dang, dude, I'm about to play SEC ball, bro. This is so like, oh, this is South Sumter, baby. Yeah. Let's go. And remember the new coaching staff, I guess they got in trouble over recruiting and like doing like something going on with the players and all that stuff. They took away my scholarship. Getting out of class, they called me. Got this guy that came in from Mississippi State or something like that. And I remember I was just crying, bro. I was like in tears. I was like, no way. I just got my scholarship taken away my senior year. And we're gonna bring in new guys, and he said, plus you got like a 2.3 GPA or like a 2.1. It was bad.
That's about what I had.
Yeah, and I was like, dang, well, I can't argue that, you know. Yeah. So I was like, since that day, I was like, man, I gotta do whatever I gotta do, you know. And I was like, man, I have a lot, and then someone must have got the word. All these schools. Yeah. JUCO started calling me San Jac, Chipola, Northwest Florida. You had like Manatee, you know. You had Wallace Dothan. You had Florence Darlington, and I had a guy who wanted to be my agent, Jordan Reed. He was my agent when I went to college. You can't call him agent whenever you're in high school. Obviously, he's an advisor. So I had an advisor in my senior year of high school, and he was like, "You go to Wallace Dothan?" I'm like, "Bro, that's Alabama." Like, wants to go to Alabama. Yeah. He's like, no, go there. I'm telling you. Head coach is Mackie Sasser. I don't know you know Mackie Sasser.
I don't know him.
Mets catcher caught Dwight Gooden. He's caught like 5 to 7 Cy Young winners. You know, he's the first guy that had the yips.
That's right. They made a documentary about it.
Had a 30 for 30.
Yep.
And he was my head coach.
Hey, you're not supposed to say the yips.
Yeah. Well, you know.
Ted yes.
So my pitching coach.
The yips.
He's like sending me all these. I want you so bad. He said, don't go to San Jack. We're going to get them. And Chipotle. I'm like, dude, these schools are good schools. Like, I didn't know nothing about JUCO, but I know about those two schools.
Yeah.
And I didn't even bother. Like, San Jack wanted me so bad. They were like, hey, come on. Like, we'll come visit and all this stuff. He's like showing me the facilities. You know, I was a little guy, and I was like, dang, San Jack's dope. Chipotle's dope too. They're good. And my coach started sending me this picture of this nice chart. I'm like, they had that in Alabama in my head. He sent me a picture of the field, like the stadium. I'm like, no way. I'm like, I'm committing there. I'm gonna gamble. And my agent's like, nice. My advisor, he goes, nice, good pick. So I went there, first year, man. Remember fall. I was throwing hard. I was like 94 up to 94. My going into it was a senior summer. I was throwing hard. Like I was like, oh, I'm starting to feel. I'm a little guy, and then obviously going into freshman in college, I'm already my velo's jumping at that. I'm like 5'8".
Right.
You know, I'm like 18, 19 years old, right, or 18 years old, and I'm like, I'm throwing hard right now. And then what's called Mackey. I remember I was playing at Troy. We're playing East Mississippi. Then we had that they had that Netflix show, the football team. What's the name of the Last Chance U?
Last Chance U.
So they had a baseball team. They're not bad. They can hit and everything.
Yeah.
Like, they're good at school. I pinched against them. I was throwing balls. Came in and Mackey goes, if you want to make the cut for the spring, you better start throwing some strikes. You throw hard and everything. You got everything that a college coach and college team will want, but you got to start throwing strikes.
Right.
That hit home for me. I was like, dang. I got to listen to him. He plays like 8 years in the majors.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously he knows his stuff.
Yeah.
So, I'm like, all right. Grinded, started feeling it. And then my freshman year, like, went in there, did good. Had like a 3-something year as a freshman. It's all right. I had like 80, close to 90 innings. Mm-hmm. We had the ACC tournament. He goes, we're going to give the ball to you freshman. You're going to have the first game. Give us it. We're playing against Shelton State. Do like 6-7 innings. Do like 120, 130 pitches that game. Oh
my God.
Feeling young bull. When you're young, you can do that, you know?
Pitch counts.
And he goes, and they go, we're going to give it to you first. I'm like, that's right. Let's go. I'm like, let's go. Then we go all the way to the championship. He goes, you got the ball again. Do 130 or 140 pitches. Wow. And they took me out the 6th or 7th. It was, we're winning 2-1 or something like that.
Yeah.
Or 1-1 or like, it's like something like that. And then we ended up walking off. They brought in one of our other guys. He's a sophomore. He was good. Ethan McChallie put him in. He did good. He closed it out for us, like 2-3 innings. Or he thinks 2 innings. I would think I went like 6 or 7, something like that. And we walked it off. We went to the JUCO World Series. We won the ACC state championship for Alabama, all the colleges. I got the MVP of that tournament. Then went to the JUCO World Series. Bro, the JUCO World Series is something serious, by the way. You go there like, I was at JUCO World Series in Colorado, Grand Junction. There's like 10 to like 20,000 in the stands.
Wow.
And you're like, no way. And then it was crazy. Yeah. Think about it. You see San Jack, a school I was going to go to. You see Chipotle, a school I was going to go to. You see Forest Darlington, I was going to go to. They're in the JUCO World Series. I'm like, bro, this is crazy how all these schools offer me. Now we're all in the World Series together.
Right.
We lost the first game. Hit right field. Made an error from that. Since then, we was like, dang. So we won the next game. We played against Bryce Harper's JUCO when he was like 16 or 17. Went to JUCO early. It was like Southern Nevada or something like that.
It's in Nevada.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, we played them. We beat them.
Wow.
And then we played Crowder. They're nice.
Yeah.
They said you got the ball, dude. I was so hard. I'm selfish working, but I don't know if you know about the altitude in Colorado.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The ball flies.
Yeah.
Dude.
That's why they hit so many home runs that
They
first
hit
year.
3 or 4 home runs off me. I was a freshman. I'm telling you, there was at least like 40 scouts, and I was like, well, dang.
Yeah.
I just got rocked.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, I'm a freshman. Make it to the JUCO World Series. Yeah, and then that was a good year. And then obviously I met my wife my sophomore year. I met her at the end of that year, freshman, and then I met her my sophomore year, and we started dating, kicking off. And then baseball was going good, man.
Yeah.
I was still 19. Before I was 19, I was already hitting like 97, 98. Like, I started working out. Coach told me, he's like, I need you back in shape. You need to lose all that baby fat. I was like 197. I dropped weight all the way to like 168.
Oh, wow.
Came in fit. I was like muscled up and everything. I was like, I'm throwing it, long tossing with Isaiah when he came back from Missouri. Because he went to Missouri, SC. So we would work out every night. We work like 2 or 3 hours a night. I wouldn't get home till like 12 o'clock in the morning to my parents' house, just in the gym working out. Before I threw long toss at the football field, the Raiders, right here, the football field. Yeah. Long toss from goalpost to goalpost. Have a video, dude. It's like the best thing. Like I missed that grind. And so that happened, and then I got hurt, obviously, in April. I was dealing. I had like 60-some innings, and like 3 or 4 back-to-back games. I had like 13 Ks, then 14, then 15. I'm on a roll, and then my game I already had like 7 or 8. Remember, to this day, I threw a slider. I felt something just pull. I'm like, I'm committed to you. I'm going to UT, right? Yeah. And I'm like, I'm committed there. They're gonna be like, oh dang, I didn't know what to think. I was like, bro, I'm gonna have to rehab there, or like they're gonna think like, oh, he's hurt, like he's gonna be bounced back, and it's just me being young like this. So I didn't get to play for the rest, and they tried to bring me back for the state tournament. I threw like 1, 2, 3 innings, and I'm telling you, I was on some medicine. Wow. Trying anything, and I was still hitting 95. But I don't know how I was hitting 95 miles an hour in the state tournament against Southern Union. They're a good school. Okay. In Alabama, it was the first of the ACC tournament, and I was hurt. I was in pain, bro. Like when you cough with like a strain or a pulled oblique, it hurts. Oh, definitely. And like you're in tears. Like when you like cough or laugh, you're like. So I was rehabbing there for like 2 or 3 months after the season. Then I go play New Market in the Valley League. Did good there. I mean, it was hard for me to find the strike zone because I haven't pitched in like 2 or 3 months. So I was trying to like rehab innings and stuff like that. Right. Then went to UT junior year. A lot of people don't know this. My teammates do. I was getting rocked junior year in the fall because we were in the squad a lot. Mm-hmm. My teammates were just bam, base hit, home run, base hit, home run, base hit, base hit. And I was like, dang.
What am I doing now?
And at this time, my wife's pregnant. Yeah. So all of my emotions, like, dang, I'm about to have my son in November. Right. I'm playing so bad in baseball right now in the fall. I'm like, what is going on, dude? So then I was like, dang, do I really want to keep playing baseball? Because my head's everywhere. Right. Going through all this stuff. And it was hard. My son was born, and then something clicked when he was born. I'm like, I got to do it for my wife and my son. Yeah. I got to do it for something, have motivation. I'm already doing about like my leg and stuff. Like I can't stop now. Yeah. So that year, it was good. I started off the year, made it on Pitching Ninja. I know you know Pitching Ninja, Rob Freeman, Yeah. Made it on them, and all my team were like, you just made it on Pitching Ninja, that's crazy. And a lot of people are like, this past year, like, man, Pitching Ninja be good to be. I said, I made it on there my junior year. Yeah. Like, no way. I looked at them, I said, look, bro, I'm telling you, I was on there. Look at this. This is dope. They're like, you really like that? And I was like, I mean, I'm not going to say it, but dude, I was a big college guy. And I was going through a lot of up and downs, living at home, driving an hour every day from Tampa to my house, leaving at like 6 o'clock in the morning to making my 8 o'clock class, or 7:30, 8 o'clock class to Tampa. Yeah. Rough. Got like 2 wrecks, like barely bumped because I'm falling asleep behind the wheel, and that right there on 275.
Done that before. Yeah.
I'm like, and he's like, you good? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Yeah. And then another time happened again. I'm like, dude, I am so tired. Do I want to keep playing this? And I'm driving an hour every single day. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't come home to 10 o'clock at night. My wife and my son are already be asleep. Yeah. So I had no time for my wife and my kids, and I'm playing college baseball. I'm not making no money, you know? And I was doing okay. I had like a 2-something ERA. And I was like, I could be doing better, obviously, because I was like, I was in my own head. It's what a lot of kids don't understand. It wasn't sunshine all the time for me. There was dark days, cloudy days. And remember all that happened. And remember I was doing good. And then like before regionals happened, I told my parents I was going to quit to be a firefighter for Sumter County. Oh. And my dad goes, huh? You run all this way? You grinding so hard? Your velo is crazy. You got all this talent. I'm looking at my wife. I'm like, I gotta start making money, man. Yeah. We got a kid. Got my son.
Trying to do the man thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And my mom was like, you're gonna regret it, but she's like, you gotta do what you gotta do. Then I'm not gonna tell you. But my dad was like the one like baseball. Right. And of course I'm baseball, but I love it. And I'm like, I got a kid now. Life changes. So they're like, what are you gonna do? I'm gonna talk to my coaches. I can't say too much of what they did, but like, I talked to him. He's like, what I gotta do? And he's like, I do this, man. And he's like, school, like put you on scholarship and all this. Did what they had to do. Did set up so much for us, man. Like, I looked at them, I was like, we can't, like, got to, man. Like, this is like, they're like, you can't give up. Like, this is like your big part and all that, regionals. And they're like, it was before regionals or during regionals. And I was like, man. So my wife was like, yeah, do it, you know? And my coaches gave me an opportunity, a really good opportunity. Right. You know, I can't say too much, but give me a really good opportunity because, like, they care for their players, man. Especially Coach Urso, Coach Sam, Jose. They care about their players, man.
Right.
And I don't talk to them every day, but it's because we're busy and everyone's, like I said, life goes on. And, dude, I got so much respect for him. Like, there's sometimes my coach would be like, hey, do whatever you need to do. He's like, Super Regional came when he told me that and gave me an opportunity, you know. And I wasn't the closer. I was like a setup guy, like just like, a guy who throws hard, who's got to set up our closer. Closer was nasty. Mm-hmm. He was gross. He was a senior through like 90 to 94. He was nasty. He had a slider and a changeup. He was already developed.
Oh, wow.
He got caught for pine tar on his belt.
That's why I had control.
So the the super regional final, we're playing against Delta State, team from Mississippi, Mississippi, and they're good. And the coach caught on. He kept touching his belt, so they kicked him out the game. Like, you got to go. I'm like, okay. I'm getting pine tar off my belt too. You know, getting the pine tar. I'm like, I use pine tar too, baby. I can't lie. I'm taking it off. So it's all off. In the bullpen, I'm feeling it. I'm like, this is where I'm going to make a name for myself. Telling myself, man, I'm going to make a name for myself. When they're, 3 up, 3 down, strikeout. Or no, it's like, yeah, it's a strikeout, or something like that. Or like a ground or something like that first.
3 up, 3 down.
97, just pain. Just, bam, no chance I could catch up to it. And then went to the World Series. Good thing. And I remember we had this hype video on YouTube. It's like University of Tampa 2019 National Champion. You see the whole video. It's an unreal video. You see me, we're winning the whole thing. That's me young, being ignorant. And I was like, we're winning the whole thing. I was just in my feelings, you know, because I was like, dude, I just do like one of the best games of my life too, you know? Do a lot of them, but this one meant the most because like we're going to the College World Series again, you know? And remember that, he goes, you're going to have to play that role because our closer is spinning for 4 games.
Yep.
And I was like, okay. So we're playing against Mercyhurst first game in the World Series. You know, we're I think we're up like 2-1, 3-1, 3-2, something like that. They're winning the most of the game like 2-1, and then first one comes back and slap 2 people in. He got like a triple or something like that, and they're like, you got it. I have to do 2 innings, shutout, no hit right there. 2 innings, close it out. Play San Diego State, same thing. Came in like the 6th or 7th, shutout, no hit, 3, something like that, 2 or 3 innings, shutout. Sat for Mercyhurst again because we see him in our 3rd game. Mm-hmm. Just blew him out. They were playing Colorado Mesa, which is a good team. They lost 1. We haven't lost, undefeated so far in the World Series. They're winning like 1-0 or 2-0. We come back 1-0, and then we come back 1-1. Then we win 2-1, or like 1, yeah. Then we come back. Yorvis Torrealba, which I'm telling you, his dad playing in the major leagues. Right. He's our starter, our leadoff hitter. He plays left field. We run on 2nd and 3rd. Danny Servin did something for us too. Like, he stopped. Our coach stopped him. He just kept going home and he scored. It playing out right. So we went like 2-1, 3-1, and like I knew I had the ball again. Went in there, 2 innings, 2 or 3 innings, something like that. No hit the whole tournament, 8 innings. And while all that was going on, there's a draft going on. The MLB draft's going on. I have a different agent at this time. Yeah. He's telling me a day before, 2 days before the championship game, you're about to get picked up by Toronto Blue Jays and all this stuff for like 80,000. Said they'll give you 80. I'm like, oh, that's perfect. That's something for me to set up for my wife and my son. Yeah. Already, I can do something with that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Not going to splurge, spending fee, and, you know, going to spree or whatever. No, this is like I could put a down payment on a house or something like that. Or a thing like this for my wife and my son. So I'm like, okay, I'm waiting on the call. Never got a call. That hit home for me. I was like, dude, you're my agent. Why are you gonna lie to me, bro? Yeah. You know, and I understand like there's a game to play. Yeah. Like with the agency game and how they play, you know. You already want to take like 5%. And I'm like, whatever. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, I'm happy. Never got a phone call, dude. Seeing all these rounds happen. I see my teammates get picked up, and I'm so happy for them because like they earned it. You know what I'm saying? They popped off the whole year. I had like this. I still ended the year with like a 2.24 ERA, which is still good. Yeah. You know, but these guys were different. Right. I was different, but these guys were different the whole year. And yeah, they had hiccups, but it was right timing for them. You know what I'm saying? So I see like 3 of them get picked up, and I'm like, dang, wish I was getting picked up. I said, it's all good though. I said, we still got World Series to play. You know, wasn't no jealousy type stuff, because I was happy. I was like, dang, I wish that was me, because I want to set it up for my wife and kids. Right. I didn't care about myself. I care about my wife and kids. They come first. And that happened. So going into that last game, I'm like, motivation. Yeah. You passed up on me.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bet.
I'll give you a reason.
MVP of the World Series, D2 National Championship.
Wow.
In 8 innings, no hits. Had like 8 or 9 strikeouts. I'm like, dude, everything panned out. Senior year went crazy. Obviously, COVID happened. My senior year, we already played like 12, 15 games, or like something, 18, something like that. It just stopped. I already had 28 innings. Had like so many, like 39, 38 strikeouts, something like that. 30, like somewhere.
Wow.
Had a 1.23 ERA. I was on the track. I'm about to get picked up this year. Yeah. And then COVID happened. I'm like, no way. So I already telling me we're going to give our year back. And I was like, dang, I wanted to go pro. And then all these colleges got a new agent, Logan Brown. You know, love him, Logan Brown. That's my guy. To this day, he's still going to be my agent no matter what. Like, he's a good guy. Yeah. He knows my family good. My family knows him real good. Yeah. You know, because his mom knows my grandparents. And, you know, my uncles know him and they know each other. He said, man, just pay me 1%, dude, when you get your bonus or whatever. I said, that's a good guy. Yeah. And I was like, this is what I need. And Boston called me up, Toronto, the Angels, Diamondbacks, and all these guys. But Boston showed me the most interest. And I knew, I was like, Tom Kochman, you know, Red Sox legend for coaching, the FCL legend, you know, for coaching. He picked up my head coach Urso, drafted him with the Angels, drafted Jose Jimenez, our hitting coach at UT from the Angels. So I was like kind of locked in, but he was like, nah, I need someone like him to be pitching for an organization. So that's how I got my spot. And there it is. They went 3 years or 2 years, whatever, in the pros, you know, and all that happened, dude. That's like my story. Like, good stuff happened throughout the whole years too.
So, you know, you did your signing
Center Hill.
Center Hill.
The reason why I did that too, because I was living in Tampa for 2 years, and I was like, I'm all about my town. There's no one that went pro out of Center Hill. Yeah. And that's big for me, because I was like, I had my family there. I had like family members. Not a lot of people came. That's fine. I don't care. Like I'm just happy to have my family, and they could see like, man, at least he came back and he signed at Center Hill City Hall. Yep. Because that's where I'm from, dude. Yep. And that's something special. I take Center Hill over anybody, because that's where I'm from. Like, yeah, I live in Bushnell right now, but it's better opportunities for me here in Bushnell than Center Hill, because right here you got I-75 and all that. But Center Hill, that's where it all started, man. That's where it all started. Like that field they have right now in Center Hill, we were there. Yeah. Just about every single day, or we'll be in the yard. Like, you hear stories, all these parents are like, we remember when your family, y'all were young, y'all were throwing from block to block, or y'all in their neighborhood. Yeah. There's a reason why we climbed so much in this game, because while your kid was sleeping, we were grinding. Yeah. And you're like, we want you to. I'm like, yeah, you want us to train y'all, but it starts with you first. Right. You know? Right. And that's what helped me along my whole career. Right. You know, and this has been depressing days that I retired, but like, my family makes it better, especially my wife and my kids, you know. And I missed out a lot of them in 3 years, and like, I was like, do I really want to keep doing this? And like, like the dream of making it to the majors, I mean, it's my dream, you know. And it's just, I love them more, you know.
Well, I think you did the right thing. I think a lot of people, the accolades and everything, after a while, they don't mean anything. Yeah. You know, I have a ton of baseballs over here. 50 years, 30, 40 years from, ain't gonna mean nothing. Yeah. But right now, it's something I'm into, and they mean something to me. Because these are people that I watched or whatever, and it's history. Yeah. But you did it for an unselfish reason to take care of your family, the opportunity. And you don't want to be, there are so many guys that do that, and there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. They get the money to take care of their family, and that's, but in the end, they find out, look, it really wasn't about the money.
Missed out on so much. Like Shannon Sharp said, I think he said it one time. He said he's not even married or anything, and he was like, man, I'm just lonely. Yeah. He said, oh, that was fun. I'm just lonely. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, that can't be me, man. I'm a family man. I know with the family I come from, we're tight. Right. You know, we love each other. That's how we love hard, you know. Yeah. And I was like, it's cool for me now thinking about it. I was like, my son, he can grow up. He knows a little bit. He's like, Dad, when you going back to your apartment? Because he knows that when I play with Boston, they always pay for my apartment and stuff like that. Well, all the players, obviously. And he's like, I want to come visit. I was like, well, we call him Duder, you know? It's our little nickname for him. And I go, I retired from baseball, man. He said, why? I like watching you play. That hit home for me a little bit. I don't say too much, but I'm just like, hey, he knows when he gets older that his dad played pro ball and he played for Boston. So not saying I'm not going to push him to play baseball, but if he does, he can see that and he's like, I want to do what my dad did, but I want him to be better than me. And that's what all these kids here, I want all these kids to be better than I was, because if they're better than me, you know what? That means they're going to be climbing up in this game too. You know?
I mean, that's the reason why we do it in the first place. To make everybody better. See that generation succeed. And nobody wants people to fail.
And I can
in their area.
And I can easy turn my back and be like, nah, I'm all right. My knowledge and stuff, I'm gonna keep it to me.
You could have moved somewhere anywhere you wanted to.
But I'm not like that.
Could have lived in Boston.
My wife's the same way. She's not like that. She held it down for me and my family, especially for my kids. She's like the glue of our family. And I'll give her when credit's due. All right. Long nights, dark nights, like it's tough, man. Taking care of my son while I'm gone. She's the only parent for 3 years. And then my daughter was born. I only seen her for like 3 days in last April, you know, April 15th. And today's her birthday. Happy birthday, Sunday. I love you. But like, I couldn't see my kids. And I knew where me and Boston stood. So I was like, you know, I mean, my family comes first. So that just means, and I was like, you know what? If I'm not going to play baseball no more, I can at least pass along the knowledge, the game, the grind, and everything that I know, the blueprint to make it to these kids in this county. Because there's, like you said, there's hidden gems here, man. And they just don't know.
I know.
The parents act like they know, but they don't know. They're not in the locker room. They don't know what college is about. They don't know what the professional level is about. And a lot of them don't even know what high school is about, because a lot of them think they play high school, but they don't know what it's about. The game's changing. You know?
You know, that's another reason why I wanted to start this podcast is there are so many people who come through, and a lot of people think it's just about South Sumter, but it's not. I am starting with the guys from South Sumter. And another one was, I heard just last week, are you going to just do football? No. But I got people that played football that are easy to get a hold of because they're around or whatever. It's all based on availability. Will there be more baseball players? Absolutely. Softball? Yes. I have our softball girls that I would love to have sit down and do an interview. You know, it's not just about football. But and eventually I would love to, I'm going to have people on from my stint at Disney. We want to talk about the good old days there. There are a lot of things that happen in a theme park that are hilarious that you will never see. But we want to talk about that. There's people out in LA. I've got friends that are stuntmen, actors, actresses.
Dope to have.
It just the possibilities are endless. It just so happens that my first 5 guys that I had on here all associated with football. And 2 coaches and 3 players. Well, and they all 5 of them played. But 2 coaches and 3 players for our system, and a lot of people don't know who they are. You know, they need credit. And I would love to do. I mean, I can't wait to do more. Promotional consideration paid for by the following: Kona Ice. Kona Ice is a shaved ice truck that brings a one-of-a-kind tropical experience to you. Guests can flavor their own Kona Ice on our signature flavor wave, dance to our island music tunes, and enjoy a nutritious and delicious treat. Contact Jeremy and Marissa at 352-403-0515. Don't forget to follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Pat's Taps at Catfish Johnny's. Pat's Taps is Lake Penosauke's newest tap room, offering 14 rotating craft beers on tap. We also offer bottled domestic beers, seltzers, ciders, and wine, as well as a variety of appetizers and pub food. Our family-friendly tap room is a great place to come hang out and enjoy some one-of-a-kind craft beer. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, or the Untapped app. Is the exterior of your home or business covered in dirt, mildew, or mold? Driveway or walkway stained? Pressure King can make your siding, deck, vents, and concrete look new again with no damage. Pressure King has cleaned the exterior of houses and businesses all over Sumter County area. Usually it takes less than a day, and costs less than you would expect. Call AJ at 352-457-7209.
Yeah.
So I would love to your stint at Boston. Like there's a lot of things I don't know about the MLB, obviously, like how it works. So when you got picked up, what were some of the first things that you did, like going into spring training? What was that like? You know, did you feel like you were out of place? Did you feel like, were you welcome? Were you, you know what I mean? All these things. Can you elaborate on that?
So like the difference between that, so I got picked up during COVID year. So in the summer, they had invited me to go to Instructs, and Instructs with all the new players and like some of the guys from Dominican, Puerto Rico and all that. They come and we're showcasing like, oh, these are all the new guys and this is all the guys who we see going to move up for us and all the talent, you know. So I got invited to there. There's like only 3 of us, and there was like 10 to 12 free agents that year because there's only 5 rounds. So I was one out of the 3 got invited. So I was like, oh. Yeah. And I was the first guy they picked from the free agent because there were only 5 rounds. So I was really supposed to be the 5th rounder. But my buddy that went to FSU, he got picked up before me. And I mean, a lot of tears, you know, a lot of tears. And I'm like, man, I miss out. And it wasn't like, I hate to say like, oh, I miss out on this money. But I really did because I was thinking about my family again.
Right.
You know, because Boston got caught in that the cheating scandal with the Astros. So they lost the 2nd round. And I was like, dang. And they said, we're going to either, between you and Shea Drohan from FSU, love him to death. Let them run homeboys. He texts me every now and then about UFC, big UFC. You know, we love it. And he's big though. Like he knows his stuff. But I picked him and I was like, dang. I met him. I was like, man, he's actually a good guy. Like for a long, I was like, hold like a grudge. I'm like, God, well, he got better than me. But I was like, it's not that. They just see something different, you know. And he's a lefty, so to see more, you know, a potential. Because lefties, if you're a southpaw, bro, you getting paid if you're good, you know. Yeah. So they got him, and then I first guy out of the free agency. They called me like they had the 48 dark period, and they called me Sunday. I said they're gonna call you at 8. They called me at 7:58, 7:59. They're like, what you want? Pay for all your school and all this stuff. And I was like, yeah. So that happened. I got to Instructs and they invited me, and that's a little bit how spring training goes. And I got hurt. A lot of people don't know I got hurt. My elbow, something popped up. Like, thank God it wasn't Tommy John or anything. But like, I guess because during COVID in Tampa, you couldn't do nothing. You couldn't even like work out. You couldn't even throw. Right. So they're like, what you been doing? I said, I'm in Tampa. I can't even throw, you know? Shut down. So they had me out there throwing, and I'm just getting my arm back in shape and stuff. And I threw my first bullpen. I felt something like just go, my muscle. Must have been like a hard like strain or something like that. So I didn't get to finish out the rest of like the 2 or 3 weeks I was at Instructs. So that sucked. And then they started like doing like a little bit like rehab, you know, like massaging, you know, therapy and all that stuff in my arms. Like, we got to get you back or whatever. That's how they are with all the players, not just me. But then the off season, the grind. I grinded because COVID. I started getting like to 184. The off season, I started getting down weight. My brother came back. Hector came down, and he was heavier. Yeah, got him in shape. We got with Boston. They get like this app. It's called the Bridge app. It's like Bridge, and you got your whole workout. Did it every day. Didn't skip a workout, dude. I got in so much shape. And then my brother lost a lot of weight too. He got down to like 183 when he was like 2 something. Oh, wow. Yeah, so we were grinding in the high school gym right here. You see what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I come back to Sumner County, man. I love Sumner County. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah. Like, this is home. Yeah. You know? So, obviously, grinding and going to spring training, you don't know what you're gonna get yourself into. But, like, no one's there to hold your hand. You're a grown man. Yeah. But when you go in there and you see all these guys, you're like, dang, what is going on right now? You're, like, trying to hold it together. And I remember Chris Sell was in there. Met Chris Sell. Remember he took his shirt off in the back. This is when like first spring training, because he had Tommy John. Right. In the back he had Sell. He had his last name Sell. He had the blood dripping tattoo. I was like, this guy's an animal. You could just tell. Workhorse. But you could see the difference between a major league guy and a minor league guy. Yeah. They work different. Right. And it's true. They work different. The only difference between us and them, they just work different. And like the pitching wise, they're more consistent. Hitting wise, they're more consistent than a minor league player. Right. That's the only difference. Right. You know, we can still put up much weight. We can still run as far as they can. We can still throw as hard as they can, but they're just consistent. Yeah. And a lot of people don't understand that. Yeah. So the spring training was fun, but it was like COVID, so you still had to wear masks and stuff like that. And there was a lot of bull crap, and I hated it. I was like, what is going on? Then that was good. Second spring training was fun, dude.
Yeah.
Remember we were in a consolation game. A lot of the major league guys don't play in all the spring training games because they're trying to stay healthy.
Right.
So people don't know. They can just go to the backfield and watch Rafael Devers, Alex Verdugo, JD Martinez, Xander Bogaerts, and all those guys come. And remember, they hopped in our game. Or like with us. I'm like, I'm not trying to be a fanboy right now, but I'm looking, I'm like, I'm playing with Rafael Devers, and I'm like, you know what? This is normal. So I like locked it in. I was like, this is dope, man.
Yeah.
Like we were wearing the same jersey, same pants. The only thing different is they got the big chains, you know, they millionaires, you know what I'm saying?
Big checks.
You know, big checks. That's the only difference. So seeing them, and I remember asking one of them, I was like, man, like, how was your route? He said, it's a grind too. He said, I'm a major, I'm getting that check, obviously, but he's like, it's a grind too. He said, but when you get there, don't let go of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, dang.
Yeah.
And I remember talking, you know, Verdugo and Rafael Devers, man, they're like little kids, man.
Yeah.
Like in spring training, you start seeing all like the real side of all these guys. And you're like, dang, they're just like us. Yeah. The only thing, we're just minor leagues and we're young. Yeah. And they're young too, you know, especially Rafael Devers. He's young still. Like a big old baby. Yeah. You seen those guys hit, it's different pop. Yeah. You're like, God.
Well, you hit something on the earlier about, you know, like you said, don't let go of it. Mm-hmm. See, what the thing is all this time you're trying to get there. And then when you get there, you got to stay on top. Yeah. And you got to do everything you can when everybody's trying. You got a big target on your back. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And you're trying to still do what everybody else is doing. You're trying to. And, you know, you have to come to grasp with that reality, like, hey, there's somebody coming to get my job later.
Oh, my God. You know how many people they had? I was different from everyone in the organization, obviously, because the way I have a different pitch and delivery. I hop so I've already separated myself from them. But everyone throws just as hard as you do. Oh, yeah. So there's like 16, 17-year-olds in Dominican that throwing like 96, 98, 100, and you're just like.
Yeah. Them guys can ball.
And that's another thing, too. A lot of these kids in these counties need to understand that they get the chance. Yes. Dominican Republic is the real deal.
But that's the difference. When you're talking about, like, our kids in the Bushnell versus kids in the Dominican or
get run ruled.
Or Puerto Rico.
Get run ruled.
Dude, it is life. It is the way you do things.
Yeah. I asked them what they do for school. They go, baseball. I said,
we don't really have school.
And I was like, no way.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's what it is, man. That's his parents. Like, their parents are like, this is the way out. Yeah. And that's the only way they think.
Cuba,
and like,
same way.
I'm not saying like, especially something. I'm not saying like this is the only way out, but that's how I thought too. That was my only way out, but it helped me. You know what I'm saying? But that goes to what you said when we first started this podcast. Right now, you know, and you said you either gonna hate it because you play so much, or you're either gonna love it. You know what I'm saying? And that goes with the Dominicans loving and having a passion for it.
But even so, like look at the World Series.
Japan.
Dude, Venezuela, like all those guys are they take it so literal. Like this is, it's like it's no different from the regular Olympics. These guys don't do this because they just want to. They have to. Yeah. They have to do good. They're representing their country, and that's all they have. Yeah. It's amazing. That's why I love watching. I don't really get into soccer as much and I'll be honest, I just don't understand soccer.
I love it.
But see, but Ted Lasso's get me into it a little bit. But I'm just like him. Like you're so used to football, like American football, and you're not. You don't know the rules, and I understand. That's why people don't really care for football, because they don't know the rules. But as an understanding of the game, if you knew more about it, you probably would like it. Yeah. But see, I think they should make a show like that about Major League, like you know what I mean, and show the ins and outs. You know, because that'll open your eyes about soccer.
It is, but I think there's a lot of stuff they like to keep. Oh yeah, because they want you to work so hard to get there, so you can see for yourself.
No doubt, it's almost like I don't know. It's weird. It's kind of like you know, the unknown. Yeah, it's kind of like like perception of heaven.
And for me to get that taste of that in spring training, a lot of people don't understand what happens in like locker rooms and stuff like that.
Because you don't know until you get there.
Until you get there, you're like, oh, it's a whole different ball game, baby. And like, that's my high. Yeah. Like, whenever I see my jersey, Boston, I see my last name, I was like, bro, like I've made it. I haven't made a majors yet, but I made it. Yeah. I'm right there. I'm like, all I got to do is just foot in the door, I'm right there. Yeah. You know? Yeah. And I was like, that's when it hit me too. I started thinking about my Sumter County, because where I'm from. My family's been here for years. I'm like, I want every kid to have this opportunity. And I know being realistic is only 0.00001.7 whatever percent get to have this opportunity. And I'm one of that opportunity, so I'm blessed. Right. But I was like, if I can get kids around here to think how I think, or think better than I think, or play better than I did, or whatever, they can get the same opportunity. It's a whole different ball game, though. Right. Absolutely. The workouts, the trainers, like you got everything. You got everything. They feed you right, and you're just like, bro, this is heaven. This is baseball heaven. Yeah. You know, everything. Yeah. Everything.
What's one of your favorite things about playing for Boston?
They care for you. It's a top class organization. Yeah. It's different, man. They care about you. Like they. So I'm a big on winning. And they're big on developing. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that was where, like, I was like, why are you trying to develop? And I understand why you're trying to develop. Right. Get back on that. But, like, I feel like if you win a lot, then you're developing the same time you're winning. Why just focus on just developing? You know what I'm saying? Because, like, when you win, then you put a name out for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Right. And, like, that was the only thing different for me from, like, pro compared to college and high school. Right. You know, because it was all about winning. And that's how you got your name out there. Mm-hmm. So why not try to win? Right. And like everyone's out for themselves, obviously, in professional level, because it's all about money. Is a business. Right. And that's where I was like, I felt like I almost fell out of love for baseball this past year. And I was like, it's all a business, man. I said, that's when you go back, when you say, you think about like, dang, I wish I can go back in time and like play baseball just for fun. Yeah. You can't get it back. No. You know?
And I think that's the realization of that coach saying that is like it's different now because but you got to have that same passion, same drive. Yeah. I don't know. I just is Boston. A lot of people who won't know you or don't know you, they don't understand that you grew up in what kind of a home. Like, who did you guys root for in baseball?
So,
this is good.
Big Yankees fan, man. Love Yankees. And people are like, why? Oh, because they won 27. No. I can name you Bernie Williams, Hideki Matsui. I can name you Jorge Posada. I can make you Ruben Sierra. Mariano Rivera was my guy. Derek Jeter was my guy. Yeah. Robinson Cano, Mark Teixeira. And then when Tino Martinez was there, you had all those guys.
To be fair, Ruben Sierra played for like 5 different teams.
I know, but the reason why I say that is because my mom, when we were younger, to make us mad, she said she would marry him. And we used to get mad, start crying. We're like, why you want to marry him? He's Dominican, blah, blah.
That's hilarious.
And she's like, he's just a beautiful man. He's like, whatever, blah, blah. And we're like, Mom, really?
Yeah, and that's hilarious.
But yeah, like, grew up watching them, man. I'm telling you, like, the same thing. Like, I'm a big Kobe Bryant fan. Yeah. But I was like, just as much as I was a big Kobe Bryant fan, I was a big Derek Jeter and Mariano Rivera. Yeah. Like, everything Mariano Rivera went by himself being a closer, I was like, I want to be that.
I was going to ask you, did you have any heroes or anybody you emulated?
So, I'm going to go ahead and tell you this. A lot of people are not going to agree with me. The best hero of all time, I don't care what anybody says, you still have to hit a ball. You still got to see a ball. Barry Bonds. I grew up, I'm telling you right now, when I grew up in elementary, I watched ESPN. My dad never let us watch cartoons. No. We never watched SpongeBob SquarePants. We had to hide SpongeBob SquarePants because he would come in, he'd be like, ESPN now. We had DirecTV as 206. Yeah. So, ESPN. So we had Sports Center, So I remember watching Barry Bonds. I seen him hit for the first time. I'm like, I like this guy.
Yeah, man.
And you see King Griffey, playing too. But like Barry Bonds was different.
Listen, man, growing up, I got to watch Barry Bonds. He was a Pirate. Yeah. Got drafted by the Pirates. You talk about a superstar. And we really hadn't had that kind of demeanor since Willie Stargell retired. Yeah. Big hitter, as well. But I got to see Barry Bonds play. I got to see Frank Thomas. Bo Jackson.
They're Auburn. I named my son.
Two Auburn guys, yeah.
I named my son Bo after Bo Jackson. Yeah. My wife just didn't let me spell it B-O. And she's like, that's too country. And I said, well, we want B-A-U? And she's like, yeah, we could do B-A-U. Yeah.
Well, at least you didn't throw an X in there like you.
What I was trying to,
because
you know why though? Because I'm an LSU fan.
Oh, okay. Well,
so I wanted to spell it B-E-A-U. She's like, no, that's weird. She said, because that means plural. And I'm like, so we put B-A-U, whatever, it's fine. So, but yeah, I named him after Bo Jackson.
But did you emulate any pitchers growing up? Did you have a favorite pitcher? I mean, Mariano Rivera is probably the best, hands down the best closer of all time.
The guy that stood out me the most is, and he played for the Yankees. He obviously played for the Diamondbacks too, and Seattle Mariners. Randy Johnson, man.
The unit.
He was a dog.
The unit.
CC Sabathia.
CC. You know, CC's like 6'7", bro.
Andy Pettit.
Oh, Pettit, yeah.
Roger Clemens.
Roger was a good. Roger was one of my favorites growing up, and Boston guy too.
See, he took steroids, right?
Yeah,
he did.
Well, yeah,
he got
I guess. I don't know if he did or
not.
But
he was still a dog though.
Oh yeah, he still got.
You can't teach that, man.
That controls something else, man.
He was nasty, and I'm trying to think who was another one. So like, it started getting like a little bit older. I used to watch Tim Lincecum a lot. Remember when he was like
Giants, man?
He was nasty,
dude. That's my second. That's my second favorite team. I love
Roy Halladay.
Oh, rest in peace, Roy Halladay, man.
He was so good, man.
Nasty, Doc Holliday.
The kids nowadays don't even know that, and it's crazy because you think like, oh, he thinks he's older. No, it's just crazy. I wish he was like, I wish they could see him play because he was just so good.
Did you ever watch Burnett? AJ Burnett?
He was so good.
When he came to Pittsburgh, he was freaking.
He was so good.
Just a beast, bro. Called him Batman.
Remember Jonathan Papelbon on the Red Sox? He had Josh Beckett. You know,
Beckett.
A lot of kids don't even know like Manny Ramirez.
Pedro Martinez.
They don't even know Jose Reyes. Remember Jose Reyes?
Oh, yeah.
Remember the Marlins? They went to the Mets, and then he bounced around the other teams and stuff. But yeah.
Bro, I'm telling you, man. I know it's a new regime. Like you got new faces.
You got like Trout. You know, Trout. Those guys are keeping it going though.
What's the other guy from the Angels? I can never say his name right.
It's Shohei Ohtani?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, how did he? Dude, he's like the most valuable. Trout used to be the guy. Now he is the man.
Well, Trout is still the guy.
Yeah. He's your utility guy.
Ohtani is just something serious. If you watch his BP in real life, like I watched it in real life. Yeah. I got blessed to watch because when we won the national championship in 2019, we went to go watch the Rays versus the Angels. Mm-hmm. And this is whenever that pitcher from the Angels died from overdosing, Tyler Skaggs. I watched him pitch.
Yeah.
Then like that next week or that next month, he passed away, right? Ohtani was hitting BP. They let UT get on the field because I threw out the first pitch with Devin White for the Bucks.
Yeah.
He threw it before me, then I threw it after him. He said, give me some tips. And I was giving some time, like, this is crazy. I'm talking to Devin White.
Throw a knuckleball.
And he's an LSU guy, so I'm a big LSU fan. I'm like, that's Devin White. Gotcha. I'm like, dude, I love that guy. But watch Ohtani hit BP.
Yeah. Nothing like it.
Dude, he can place the ball anywhere. And I was like thinking in my head, I was like, bro, if he's in like, obviously they do groups. You have like 3 to 5 people in a group hitting group. Yeah. Like, you would not want to be in the same hitting group as him.
Dude, he's so
good.
He
babies the field like it's like, he's MVP. I don't care what no one says. He's MVP. He can pitch. He can hit. Like everything, you know.
What's your go-to pitch?
Me? So obviously growing up was my fastball.
Mm-hmm.
But once I started developing and like the professional level was my changeup.
Gotcha.
Like, dude, like a lot of kids, like, and a lot of high school kids too, they don't understand, like, if you have movement, like everyone throws hard, but if you have movement on your ball, it's going to separate you and help you climb up in this game. Like you see Greg Maddux, when he used to throw, he used to like 88 to like 90, but his ball moved like this. There's a reason why they couldn't hit him.
Right.
Like, yeah, it was like slow in the majors, but still, or at that time, he's probably a little bit, but he can place it and had that movement. I started figuring out the changeup. And I have the paperwork. I always keep my paperwork so I play pro. I have it stocked up in my shed. And because I like to look back at it and like try to show these kids. I haven't showed the high school kids yet, but remember throwing a changeup is one of the hardest pitch to throw because you're trying to figure out how to like throw it. My slider's always been my baby.
Right.
Like it moves like about 20.2 inches. Yeah. You know, my changeup moved 24.4.
Oh, wow.
It's like a lefty slider.
Yeah.
So I'm throwing it, I'm like, hit this. And like, it was just so nasty.
Yeah.
And like if you develop a changeup, especially in the professional level, that's what separated me this past year, because they're like, bro, your change was disgusting. Like, that's a major league changeup. It moves more than the MLB average, because we got tested, or like say like graded.
Yeah,
our pitches did, and everything moved, and I developed a sinker. And so I was like, I love my fastball, but everyone can hit a fastball on the professional level.
2-seamer or 4-seamer?
4-seamer, and then I threw a 2-seam, which is my sinker.
Right.
Started going like this, so it starts tunneling off your fastball, and then you throw a changeup, tunnels off your fastball again.
Right.
Then you throw the slider. You're just like, bro, everything was working for me. The only thing I got myself in trouble where the ball flies in South Carolina.
Yeah.
Obviously, like we played the Astros, is Asheville Taurus. Right field is 297.
Wow.
But they had a big old wall. Like, dude, you just pepper that wall, double. You're like,
they're waiting on it to come down,
dude. Yeah, you're like, come on. But like, you live and learn. Like, that league's hard to pitch in. Like, any professional level is hard to pitch in, especially when you see good hitters. But like, my changeup was my go-to pitch. Yeah, for sure. Because I knew I could throw anywhere I want to, and I knew I could throw it outside and break inside, because it had a lot of movement. And I worked hard for that pitch for like 2 or 3 years when I got picked up.
Right.
Yeah. So.
I'm trying to bring back the palm ball. You heard of the palm ball?
Yeah, that's what one of the pitchers used to throw that actually on the Blue Jays when I used to play on MVP 204. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was Roy Holiday. If I'm not mistaken.
It's a nasty. It'll make you look stupid, just like a changeup will. Yeah. But that palm ball is like, it's so the way you hold it. Mm-hmm. You look like you got,
I can never do it. I'm scared I'm gonna hit the hitter or something like that, or throw it, spike it. But yeah.
What was I gonna tell you? When you go to like your minor league team, who do they play? They have
you play all the team from that, like the East.
They have like a little region, right?
It's like you have that the Carolina League, you have like the Southeast League, something like that. Like
the Pacific League,
all that. Like whenever I was in Salem, we played like we played like Fredericksburg, which is the Nationals. They're right there in Virginia too. Gotcha. We played Delmarva, which is the Orioles. They're in Delaware,
right?
Maryland, whatever. We went up there to travel. That's like the longest travel, like 11, 12-hour drive.
Oh wow!
People don't understand that. Like when you like, it's not you go there and back. We just drive, but like you're so tired, and then like the next day you had to play.
Right.
And you just got done traveling. That's a grind. But we sat there the whole week. Like it'd be like a whole week series, and we played Fayetteville, who is the Astros. We played all types, man. Like all the East teams, like how they do it right now in the major leagues. Yeah.
Did you have anybody come down to do like an assignment, like
so you
like injury or whatever?
So not really low A, but when I went to high A, you had a lot of these guys who were on the 40-man and the 25-man.
Right on the
bubble. They come, you see like one of the dudes I really like started talking to a lot is Brian Mata. He's in AAA with the Red Sox. Those guys. He's only like 20, 21 years old. Oh, wow. I'm like 24, 25, 24 at the time. Like he's like 6'3", 6'4", and you see like all these guys. You see other teams doing more. Like did this past year. Like you see like just names like they're just in the majors, like low names, but they come out of rehab and you could tell like it's a different like vibe when they're throwing, and the strike zone changes because the umpire's like he's in the majors, so the strike zone is going to change. We're going to call how he should pitch because it's a rehab. So like that's cool stuff. Like Chris Sell, he rehabbed in Portland AA, and he bought everyone food, bought everyone spread. I mean, obviously cool. I didn't move to AA, but they were telling me about it, and I was like, dang, like all those guys take care of you. And like even 2 rehab guys when they were here, they they're of course they're in AA, and then they ended off in AAA. They bought like the whole team Chick-fil-A. I mean, that must be nice, man. You got money like that. But it's like you see some stuff like that. You see like hitters too. Like this past year, play against Hudson Valley Renegades, which is the Yankees high A.
Right.
They had a guy who's AAA and he has some major league time. He's a lefty. He's like built. You can tell he's like different. Like his major league body. He's a catcher. So I come in to pitch and I see him. I'm like, I got to get this guy out. I know he's doing rehab assignment. Struck him out on the sliders, looking. And I was like, let's go. Thank God. But that's because if you see a rehab guy come down, especially like a hitter, you're like, I'm going to try to strike this guy out. Because, he's doing rehab assignment. He's trying to get back. But, like, if you can get him out, you can get a lot of people out, too. But you can get a lot of people out.
Right.
And you can hit a lot of pitchers, too, if you're a hitter. But it's just what type of person you are, what type of dog you are.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, hey, man, listen, I appreciate everything you do for our kids.
Yeah.
Your lessons that you do for the community. now that you're associated with the high school baseball team, man, it's great to see you back. Like I was telling Coach Kinley, I believe, it's good. It's always good to see the kids come back. Yeah. Kids, you're a man now, but I always say kids because I've only known you as a kid when you were 4. But it's good to see everybody come back, and when they do things for the community. I mean, no matter if you play professional or you go to college or whatever, or you go out and you get a job, regular job, and you come back and you're there on Friday night, you just show support. It means so much to these younger guys coming up, and they go, man, that people like you talking about. It's kind of like our way of like how we are with Boston. Like it's like we care, we care. We want to come back. And I think that speaks a lot for our younger guys. I mean, they eat it up, man. Yeah. And Jace found out you were coming today, and he was like, "Oh, Jacinto's gonna be here." Like you've already established, and he doesn't even know you that well. Yeah. Yeah. But you came and you did our practice, and you make it interesting. Kids want to do more. Yeah. And it helps out because there's some techniques that I don't think any of us pitched that are on the coaching staff. Yeah. So there's some techniques that you taught them. The towel thing, doing a towel. Yeah. They just keep doing it over and over, and I think that's it's so vital. Yeah,
it's a lot of things that I wish and I like say for you, you're coaching in Little League, right?
Yes.
It's respect for those guys because they're out there and they don't have to be out there, but they're doing it because they're kids and plus they care for other kids too.
I love it.
I wish I could be out there. But it just I got different plans.
You will later.
I said for my son, I'm not gonna coach my son. I'm gonna let him freestyle, and I want him to live life. You know what I'm saying? That's the way I think. Yeah. I want control of that high school because I want those kids to be ready when I get there, and I want to show them the blueprint. That's a big thing. Why a lot of came back because I care for the kids, man. Like, my lessons you got to pay $60 an hour. All right, but time is money. Money's time. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I don't have to do it for money, but I do it because you know what? I'm giving you knowledge that a lot of people probably ain't gonna give you.
Yeah, I mean, you taught our kids a lot of stuff that they didn't know. I mean, and maybe some of them did. You never know, but
but like at that age, it's kind of hard because it goes in the ear, out the other, and their attention span is so small. Right. You know, but when they get older, they're like, dang. I got to start getting locked in. And that's when I come in there and I reel them in. Yeah. I'm like, you're mine. Because we're going to get something out of you. Right. Yeah.
Get ready to work.
I appreciate people like you who, like, I don't go to feel to get respect. I don't need respect. I feel like you have to work hard for respect. And I feel like this is given if you did what you had to do in this game, especially for baseball. Right. Like you said, JC, he goes, oh, Jacinto's coming? Like, I was talking to my dad the other day. Or actually, I tell my brother, I'm sorry. And I go, it's crazy because when you see all 4 of the boys, Arredondos, especially like the boys who play baseball, and then my sister, and you see my dad, everyone's like, it's not because we need attention. We don't need attention. No. I don't need attention. For me, I can't speak for my brother, but for me, I'm pretty sure they're the same way. Right. It's because they know, like, oh, these guys work so hard, dude. Yeah. Like, they did so much, like, baseball's in their DNA, and that's why they're respected because they went about the game the right way. Yeah. And that's with a lot of families here, too. It just so happens that my dad had 4 boys. Right. You know, and my sister's going to college, play college softball, so something's going right. Right. So, like, these kids can, like, not say, hey, look at us, you know, but, like, hey, they're doing something right, so let's try to, like, they try to get that secret sauce they got going on. Right. So that's what I'm trying to give them, like, that, you know, the Krabby Patty formula. Like, hey, get over here, man. Like, I got this for you. Like, trust me, you know, but it's good to come back and, like, hearing, like, little kids, you know, go, oh, my God, Jacinto. Like, and they really don't even know me. Yeah. But if I sat down and talked to them, I was like, they were like, I don't know. Like, I love talking to little kids. Like, it's like, I like giving them a lot of knowledge, and like if they want to ask about the game or like anything about that, I could sit here like I'm doing with you. I could talk for days and hours, but my wife would probably divorce me. But no, I'm kidding. But I can talk about this all day. Like I love it, man. Yeah. Like I just it's a passion, and like seeing like your kid playing, like seeing any type of kid. Like my little cousin Eric Hernandez, right? Yeah. He's good, man. I
love getting into Eric's head.
But if
it's
you can,
so
like,
much fun.
But he used to come to our house when he was little. Yeah. You could tell he had it. Yeah. I could see a little bit that he's working hard just like me and my brothers were at that age. Right.
Right.
And I tell his mom, keep him going.
Yeah.
Please keep him going because you never know what can happen. Absolutely. He can make it out.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, baseball's not the only way he can make it out, but if he's going to play baseball and that's his passion, make him think that way.
Yeah.
Because, like, and that's the same thing with all those kids, too. Like, a lot of kids, they can make it out.
Yeah.
And their parents, a lot of parents are hard on them. And it's okay. That's part of parenting.
Right.
Like, no one's perfect.
That's their style.
Yeah. And then you probably the same way, too.
Yeah.
You know? But a lot of those kids, I want to see them succeed because there's a lot of talent, man.
Definitely.
Yeah. Because when they come see me at high school, it makes my job easier. And guess what? If you make my job easier and we're doing the thing the right way, start winning games.
Yeah. It's a win-win.
You know? So, yeah.
Yeah. You come from a great family. I want to give a shout out to them. Your mom and dad are awesome. I love your dad. Every time he sees me, he always shakes my hand. Yeah. He's such a great guy. Brothers are awesome. Your sister is awesome as well. Heck of a softball player. Yeah. And the whole family's just very athletic. Mm-hmm. I don't know if your mom played softball or anything.
The crazy thing is my mom can go up there and she would, like, when we were younger, she would try to go out there. But, like, obviously, she held her own.
Great lady.
But we got it all from our dad, obviously, and he was just hard on us. But they're
right.
Dude, if you see my dad, you might think, oh, he's like, oh, nah, he's a teddy bear, man, behind closed doors. I love him, but, like, if he's
like my dad, my dad's the same way.
Yeah, if he's to the point, though, you see him, like, he's being, like, for real, then he's being for real. But nah, my parents are good people. Not just saying because of my parents, but they are, man.
Yeah,
they care. Yeah, they love hard.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, but same thing with your family too.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, same thing. We're blessed. I always say that we're blessed. We're definitely blessed. And you don't realize it. Again, you're one of those deals where you don't realize it till you get older, and it's a little too late to really enjoy it. Yeah. You know, all the things they tell you, don't do this, don't do that. You think, oh, they're just telling me they don't want me to do that because they're not any fun. Mm-hmm. But then you realize, oh my gosh, I'm glad I didn't do that.
I know.
But I definitely, I mean, I can't wait to see what your next chapter has. But I think you're getting excited just thinking about it. But
I see it.
Yeah,
I see it.
Yeah,
and
that's a good thing.
It's a process.
Yeah,
like it's a trusted process.
Oh yeah, trust the system.
But I'm telling you,
right?
You know, dude, I gotta give credit to football.
Yeah,
because growing up, I'm like, man, forget football, man, forget the high school football. Let's be about baseball. But now it's like they motivate me, and I'm not even playing no more. But now I'm a coach. I'm like, I want to get to where they at, but better. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They're about tradition never graduates.
Right.
Hey, I get it. Right. I'm gonna tell you something. Baseball, we're gonna change the culture because I know what happens behind closed doors, and I know what different schools, colleges, what they're looking for, and what kids need to do to be successful. So I get excited talking about this topic. I'm trying to get that head coaching job bad.
Yeah,
because a lot of these kids I can help, and not just because I got connection, whatever. Nah,
right.
It's just they need a little push.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Time's coming.
Yeah,
time's coming. Trust me.
Well, like I said, I can't wait to see what's going to happen next for you. Enjoy the time with your kids and your family. Savor the moments, and I promise you won't regret it. And I think, like I said again, I'm really proud of you. I told you that when you told me you were retiring. I'm proud of you. I mean, it's sometimes you're always going to feel like, did I make the right decision? And I think in the long run you did, because you can always say, hey, you still did half of what you got. You know what I mean? Like you went where you went, but you can't get your kids back when they're kids. You know what I mean?
I know.
You can have your kids as long as they're going to be around, but you can't make them 2, 1, 4, whatever they are now. Yeah. You can't make them do that again. So I think you did the right thing.
That's what I was telling you earlier when we were off. You know, I was like, they offered me to play professional baseball in Mexico for $4,000 to $5,000 a month.
Yeah.
At first, it was like, that's a good idea. Yeah. You know what? Yeah. Probably. But I'm like, no, man. I was like, my kids, my wife, they come first, you know? And definitely. I'm like, I got a different, like, I baseball was a way out for me. You know, obviously I did what I had to do. But, like, it's a different, when you have a family, and you understand, when you have a family, you got your whole family, it's different.
Oh, yeah.
And still, like, I'm always grinding
in
the baseball field. My wife sometimes had to tell me to slow down.
Yeah.
But I love it so much. I take my passion over anyone's easy every day. That's just how I am. Yeah. And, like, if you want to bet the house on it, let's go. I'm going to win. Because I know this right here, I've always had this.
Right.
And I've always had this. But it's just,
you
know it, man. You know, you're probably the same way, too, in anything that you do. Probably
I get
with this
it.
podcast.
I definitely get it. But, and it's something you want to see succeed, just like your kids. You want, and the whole experience. You want it to be the best. Nobody ever wants to do, plan to fail. Yeah. Yeah. They're not doing it on purpose.
It's sacrifices.
It's about sacrifices, man. And you realize now the choices I made when I was 20 versus now, definitely a different route.
Oh yeah.
But
we don't talk about that.
Nah. I was a different person then.
Yeah.
But that's people change, and sometimes it's for the better. So.
Yeah.
But listen, man, I'm so glad you came on today. I look forward to hearing all your success. Yeah. I'll have you on again sometime. Yeah, for sure. Down the road.
I'll bring one of my homeboys that play pro ball.
Bro, anybody is more than welcome here. It doesn't matter who it is. You don't have to play anything. Yeah. Just come down, sit down. I love talking, getting to know people. Yeah. And just spreading their story.
You should get my brothers on here sometime. Yeah, I would see what they got to say. Yeah,
I have to get a bigger table though.
Yeah, it's a big family
and more mics.
Yeah, we're Mexican, so we run big. Yeah, but
well, hey man, I appreciate you, and I guess we're gonna. Hey guys, it's about that time, and we're gonna go ahead and sign off. Today's guest was Jacinto Arredondo. Man, I'm just so glad he came by, and we appreciate you guys stopping in and taking the time out of your day to check out this podcast. You can find the Goblay Show on Spotify and YouTube, so make sure you check out those links. Also on Instagram and Facebook. All right? You guys have a good one. We'll see you next time.